I hope hope you guys like some smooth jazz-ish sounding music. Music with a little beat to it. Because let's go live. Oh shoot, I'm bleeding. We're not renaming Yuuji. Oh man, these sea salt chocolates are awesome. And dude, that's the curse of playing card games, man. You're gonna have to redo your deck sometimes. I had to do that recently with one of my decks too in Cardfight Vanguard for standard because I made a terrible deck. Well, I didn't make a terrible deck. I just didn't put like one card in that should have been in it. Sea salt, what am I, Roxas? No. That'd be sea salt ice cream? No, this is sea salt chocolates. I know I talk about the things I watch and listen to and stuff, but I listened to a podcast called the Warp World Podcast. They have a sponsored deal where you get like money off for chocolates. Really good chocolate. Just saying. Oh, chocolate. So I got like a half and half of milk chocolate and dark chocolate. I really love the dark chocolate better though. So since I haven't eaten dinner, of course, per usual, since I haven't eaten dinner, just trying to like get some food in my system, and since I don't have food, eat some chocolate before the live stream like truly gets underway while we wait for people to show up. Yeah. That'll time me over for a little bit of time, because right now it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Night Livestream with your host, animefanrk2k. We're playing more of the Labyrinth of Grisaia. Now, if you came last week and you're like, hey, that wasn't the Labyrinth of Grisaia, you're right. I played a Konosuba game last week, so don't mind that. A one-off, quick April Fool's celebration. If you want to know more about that, you can go check that out, like somewhere on my YouTube channel now. But today we're diving back into more of the Labyrinth of Grisaia. Last time, which is now 2 weeks ago from the recording of this video. For somebody who's like watching it after the fact, might be tomorrow. Might have been like 5 minutes. I don't know. No, what are you guys doing? But last time we got to see Yuuji's life in the army, the Marine Corps. I'm not sure who he was with. But essentially, we got to see him have some formal military training, and you know, he sarcastically has gotten through a good chunk of it. And now we're here reminiscing with JP. Let's begin. Well, I guess that's more or less covers the first term. After that came 2 months in Quantico, Virginia. then the final exam and my posting to an actual platoon in the field. A lot of that stuff's still classified, so I wasn't sure how much detail to provide on paper.
資料とミッションログはこちらに残っているから、概要だけわかればいいのよ。配置先はアフガニスタンとホンジュラス?
Oh man, that's some places. Yeah, both times we were reinforcements dropped into losing battles. First a desert, then a jungle. Not exactly my fondest memories, that's for sure. Oh, this is like, I think I remember talking about it.
Yo, Shouty! どうした元気かまた同じ船だなよろしく頼むぜ相棒
That's right. Danny, one of our best friends and our partner. For some reason, I'm already feeling completely exhausted. During the second term, I was once again assigned to the same training company as Danny. But now, I wasn't exactly surprised. It seemed like nobody had made a deliberate decision to keep us together. Oh, it seemed like somebody had made a deliberate decision to keep us together.
へへいよいよ後期だな相棒これで俺らも晴れて一等兵様だぜ
Oh.
おいショーティお前前期の給料いくらもらった何に使うよ
At the end of our first 6-month period of training, the salary we earned was paid out all at once, minus anything we used with our rubber stamp at the post exchange. If you hadn't bought anything, that would come to $5,000. On average, you get around 4,000, about 300,000 yen at the time.
俺はその金を頭金にして車を買ったぜせっかく軍で免許を取らせてくれたんだしな
Oh, that's kind of sad, because you know that Danny doesn't make it per the Machina after route, and that car just sits there.
今度はちゃんとてめえで稼いだ金で買った車だ誰にも文句は言わせねえ
Oh, that's nice though. Good job, Danny. That's nice, but when are you going to have time to drive it? You're supposed to apply for permission beforehand. Might get ugly if they find out later. We're only grunts, but now that Danny had an insignia on his uniform, he was a representative of the United States. It would cause headaches if he got into accidents with civilians or broke traffic laws abroad. Because of this, the military wasn't too pleased when people on active duty bought cars, and they generally required a good deal of paperwork beforehand. But from what Asuko told me, it was a lot of paperwork for no real benefit, so you're better off spending your time looking for an expensive insurance policy. Most people didn't even bother applying. Because the high-ranking officers who let their underlings chauffeur them everywhere aren't too familiar with the circumstances in that area.
バレなきゃいいんだろそんなもんで、お前は何を買ったんだ
But you usually put it all into savings, right? I bought a woman's watch, actually. Oh! Bought a gift for JB! Yeah, that watch, right? That she's wearing.
Huh? 例の師匠にプレゼントか
No, someone else.
マジかよお前は本当に周りに女が多いやつだな
Yep! Yeah, Yuuji's what we call a lady killer. Do I?
すっとぼけんなよお前ミリーともやったんだろ
No, I didn't.
噂じゃギャレット大尉とも寝たって聞いてるぜ
As the words left his mouth, Danny looked cautiously around the room, glancing behind him twice. Yo, how's it going, young Fang? He's not a Chad.
お前さよくあんなゴリラ女と寝たな普通に考えりゃちょっとありえねえだろマジ飼育員になれるぜ
And watch out, like she's right here, right? Where'd you hear that? What a load of crap.
やってねえのかよ
Well, I'm not saying nothing happened, but... Oh, wait, did he? Did he?
お前さミリーとチューしてるとこよその班の連中に見られてんだぞ
That's probably the coincidence. That was just Miliela throwing herself at me. Oh, wait. Guess it's kind of a cowardly way to put it.
おいおい下手な言い訳はやめろよ別に責めてるわけじゃねえしケロっちまえよショーティやったんだろ
Well, Miliela was sort of stalking me there for a while. Guess there were a few incidents like that. I did tell her I'm in love with another woman, so I couldn't go out with her. 4 times, actually. Maybe I should have tried rejecting her really harshly or something.
4回ってそんだけ振られてなんで諦めねえんだろうなあいつはバカなのか
Yes! She is an idiot. She does call herself one, so yeah. I guess she probably is.
また面倒な女に惚れられたもんだなまあ 後期で配置が変わればあいつもすぐに忘れんだろ。バカだからよ。
Watch out, she's gonna come knocking right now, right?
誰がバカだ、こら
Yup. Oh no, Daddy's jewels.
さあ、メリー、てめえなんでいるんだ。
私もあんたらと同じ船なんだよ。悪かったな。つか、ダニー、てめえ、バカの分際で私のことバカとか言ってんじゃねえよ。
Hey, look, they're two peas in the same dumb pod. You know, I can feel the IQ dropping from here. Becoming stupider already.
ああ、今てめえなんつったこのクソアマ、ぶっ殺すぞ。
Yo, don't kill each other until after the mission, thanks.
私に手を出したらジーニーが黙ってないぞ。畜生、よくも俺の女に手を出したな。
Millie's so serious, she thinks she's Yuuji's already.
あんたなんか700メートル後方からバーンだ、バーン、脳みそまき散らして吹き飛べ。
寝言は寝て言え、ボケ。おめえショーティーの女じゃねえだろ。
Yo, you know what this kind of it's like two side chicks arguing for the guy. Yes, that's right. Both Millie and Danny are Yuuji's side chicks.
どさくさに紛れてうぜえこと言ってんじゃねえよ、クソビッチが。あ
あ？あんたこそどさくさに紛れておっぱい触ってんじゃねえよ。金取るぞ、こら。
Danny's like, well, I like tits, man. What are you gonna do?
誰がてめえの惨めな貧乳なんぞ触るか、バーカバカバカ。
Sips fruit punch.
ガキかよ。つか唾飛ばすんじゃねえよ。くせんだよ、バカバカバカ。
They're just gonna say idiot more. Yuuji bi confirmed? No, Yuuji's straight. It's just this is the people he's surrounded with. Okay, I think I'll get going now. You two have fun.
いやー、ジーニー、置いてかないで。久しぶりに会ったんだよ。2週間ぶりなんだよ。チューぐらいしてけよ、もう。
け、ざま、また振られてやんのよ。めっちゃダッセー。甘ったれた声出してんじゃねえよ、気色悪い。
てめえ、このダニ野郎、蹴り殺すぞ。
Cernal walks in while they're yelling Baka? Well, guess what? The ADSC just keeps increasing. Although we now entered the final half of our training, it wasn't that different from the first term until we were actually deployed into the field. In fact, things were more relaxed on the whole. In terms of the major changes, our lodgings were now a 33,000-ton battleship rather than a barracks building, and we were given additional nighttime training. Practically speaking, the single biggest difference was probably the fact that we were allowed to apply for shore leave. Now that we're seniors, some of us were also given the chance to act as assistant instructors. Unlike normal volunteer soldiers, we were the disposable products of an abbreviated intensive training program, often called rapid training or intensive. While we were only PFCs at this point, those of us who produced excellent results during the first term were sometimes assigned to provide guidance for more typical recruits. Our second term was going to involve a deployment into the field, but it would be some time before the details were decided. That said, they didn't want to leave us sitting around idly. Feeding us and having us run in circles all day would keep us healthy enough. That just meant we'd have more energy for mischief on the shore. Having us train other recruits remind us that the military was one big machine, and we're only gears inside it. Rapid training, you say? While also encouraging us to develop a better understanding of the word responsibility. That was probably their logic, at least. In any case, since I'd carelessly taken top place in marksmanship at the end of term examinations, I was promptly handed a slip of paper and shipped right back to San Diego. Frankly, it was a pretty massive pain in the ass. The problem was simple enough. I was a short-term worker. The people I was instructing were full-time employees. In terms of rank, we were all PFCs, but they were generally older than me and had been in the service for longer. Given my disadvantage both age and experience, I felt like a pimple-faced part-timer trying to teach salary university graduates how to work a cash register. Honestly, I never had any idea how to approach the lessons I was supposed to be giving. Rapid training? Where have you heard that? Don't worry about it. It's the sort of thing that could cause you a lot of problems, not just in training, but in the field as well. After all, we're dealing with full-fledged employees. There was a chance some of them would shoot up the ranks and end up giving us orders. Didn't really want to give them any reason to hold a grudge. Naturally enough, us part-time instructors tend to provide some fairly lukewarm instructions, no screaming involved, no screaming involved if you spell that incorrectly, and much less corporal punishment. Our students saw right through us, and they generally treated us with barely disguised condescension. However, even among the ranks of these arrogant employees, there were a handful of hopeless cases. These were the guys who just couldn't improve, struggling in their studies and training alike. As they fell further and further behind those around them, their confidence tended to fail, and things would go from bad to worse. People like this almost always quit the Marines eventually. Okay, so these are Marines. But those who had nowhere else to go were downright pitiable. Instructors regularly gave them hell in front of everyone. Even the other members of their training squads punished them for slowing the group down. The man I was instructing today, one Edward Walker, fell solidly into this category. So this is the type of guy that looks the part but isn't, I guess. He was an oversized second son of a farm family. Rumor had it he'd been tossed into the military, so he'd stop eating them out of house and home. Never think he was a teenager from the sheer bulk of his body, thanks to his size and overall sluggishness. But squad mates had given him the unflattering nickname Buffalo Eddie.
Senpai Kyoin Dono, Edward Walker 一等兵、これより自由得点射撃を開始いたします。
Oh, well, at least he's enthusiastic. Yeah, sure, have at it.
Sir! Yes, sir!
There he goes. We're the exact same rank, so the guy really shouldn't have been calling me sir. Hot-tempered instructor probably would have assumed he was being sarcastic and given him an educational smack to the face. Oh, like, Garrett, right? At a glance, Walker looked like a gentle-hearted country boy, the kind who doesn't have much going for him, apart from his physical strength. That said, I had a bit of a soft spot for this particular buffalo of a man. He wasn't the talkative sort. In fact, he was downright taciturn. From what I'd seen in his file, his father had died from an illness, and his mother had been struggling to manage the family farm on her own. There was an additional note that distress had recently caused his mother to fall into poor health. Eddie did have an older brother who apparently worked in banking. The man was divorced and had significant child support obligations, so he couldn't provide much help. Accordingly, Walker had signed up for the Navy, hoping that his physical health would compensate for his stupidity. Not really that unusual a story. Normally I might have muttered, that's rough, forgotten all about it by the time I finished picking my nose. However, Edward Walker was actually somewhat famous among the instructors. He was known for his remarkably terrible results, of course. They also say he never used his rubber stamp at the post exchange after entering the Navy. Not even once. Whatever he needed, he obtained by bartering away his supply of cigarettes. He hadn't spent a dime of the salary provided to him by the military. Didn't leave the base on off days either. The man was apparently sending every cent of his military salary home to his mother. Now that's the sort of thing that really brings a tear to your eye, right? Now guys, good job, Eddie. That's the way. Gotta take care of your mother while she's still around, or you'll definitely regret it in the long run. I couldn't do a thing for mine, and in the end, she died before my eyes. Those regrets probably had something to do with it. One way or another, couldn't help seeing Eddie Walker as a really good guy.
教員殿、3発の得点射を終了しました。確認をお願いいたします。
Okay, let's see. Peer into my spotting scope, fixed on a tripod to point at the target downrange. Good long look at the target paper, but there weren't any bullet holes to be seen. Couldn't even see any signs he grazed it. No points, so you didn't land any. As I murmured those words, Walker's huge shoulders visibly sagged.
やっぱりダメでありますか。
I mean, that's one way to put it. Or you are a type of person who needs a lot more work. You know, I don't think there's any reason to get depressed about it. You're still in your first term, and experience is everything when it comes to guns. The more shots you take, the better you'll get.
そうも言っとれんのです。
What do you mean?
自分は学科もギリギリで合格した口で、先月の試験で落第点を取りました。これ以上落第をすれば、自分は田舎に返されます。
Well, Eddie Walker, my boy, looks like you're gonna be a walker in home. Ha ha ha! I can already hear the subs dropping from that joke. That's probably not true. As a general rule, militaries are easy to join but hard to leave. Once you're in, they're not going to fire you at the drop of a hat. That said, failure in training has a huge effect on your career prospects. Old classmates will move up quickly through the ranks, jumping to NCO or even staff NCO. If you failed early on, you'll usually languish lower on the totem pole. Eventually, you'll find yourself being outstripped by people who enlisted years later than you. There's few things more humiliating than working under an officer who you bossed around when they were still a fresh recruit. It's got that Virgil haircut.
今日のこの補習で合格点を取らなければまた落第であります。
Glance down at Walker's report card. Number of red marks indicate failures in swimming, academics, and... Wait, you failed hand-to-hand combat as well?
自分は争い事などめったに起きない土地で牛と育った田舎者であります。
Oh, okay. That's actually very interesting.
兄もどちらかといえば勉強の虫で、自分は兄弟喧嘩もしたことがありません。
I see. Before you get used to it, hitting people can sometimes be more painful than being hit. Man was just too kind. This might be a little rich coming from a coward who couldn't bring himself to kill, but it seemed like making Edward Walker into a full-fledged Marine was going to take quite a bit of time. I guess it would be pretty bad to pick up any more failing grades at this point, huh? He's the BFG, the big friendly giant, yeah. Anyway, is it really giving you that much trouble? Maybe the gun's bad. Let me take a look.
Oh, どうぞ.
The rifle I took from Eddie appeared to be a perfectly typical M40A1 of the sort new recruits were always given. It was visibly beaten up from years of heavy usage, but the barrel and a few other parts have been replaced. Training rifles are usually total junk, relatively speaking. This one seems solid enough. If you couldn't land a single shot using this thing, the problem was clearly on Eddie's end. Promptly pulling back the bolt handle, I pushed around into the rifle's chamber and assumed an upright firing position. I'm going to try it out, alright? The gun itself wasn't half bad, no real quirks or peculiarities. I could tell it had been thoroughly trained by generations of riflemen. There weren't any unpleasant catches in the action, and the bullets flew into the target with satisfying accuracy, with a genuinely refreshing feeling. Hey, looks like it's not so bad. Take a look in the scope, why don't you?
Oh, hi.
Curling up his huge body to look into the spotting scope, Eddie peered at the distant target paper. 3 shots I fired off were scattered carelessly around the outer edges of the bullseye circle. Well, that's why they landed all over the place. If I'd gone prone and focused, it would all have ended going dead center.
さすがであります、教員殿。やはりバッジ持ちは伊達ではないであります。
Oh, yeah, that's right. He got like a medal, right, for this, or badge, whatever. Not really. This is the only thing I'm any good at, you know?
そうなのでありますか。
If I had any other skills, I'd be in a different line of work. Maybe running a coffee shop or something.
はあ、そうでありますか。
He's really polite too. Guess it doesn't make that much sense to you, huh? Well, whatever. In any case, you take that target paper and bring it to your squad leader. That's right, I scored 0 points at 300 yards, so I tried again at 250 on your report sheet. I'll stamp it for you. Pretty sure they don't fail you outright for hitting a bullseye at 250.
ですが教員殿、それは規定違反では。
That's certainly a very admirable point of view, PFC Edward Walker. Tell me, have you ever heard this saying? In the military, it's all about knowing which corners to cut. And anyway, if your results don't improve, they're going to say I'm a lousy instructor with no leadership qualities, you know? So don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm taking pity on you here or anything.
皮肉屋だな、あんた。
Hey, what? That was really casual. Go grab the damn thing and take it to your squad leader already. Ask why you suddenly managed to hit the target. Just tell him you could see the wind or something. What?
ご指導ありがとうございました。このご恩はいずれ戦場で必ずお返しいたします。
Wonder if he ever does. Very well. Dismissed. All your results in training influence the assessment you receive at graduation. In the military, your report card can be a ticket to heaven or a ticket to hell. Accordingly, the relative performance of squads within a training company and individuals within a squad are constantly being compared on a competitive basis. Squad leaders and instructors are military men and women, but they're also human beings. They tend to get attached to students under direct supervision. At times, that parental affection probably acts as a lubricant that keeps the gears of the military machine turning. I wasn't sure exactly what happened to Edward Walker after that. Maybe we'd be abruptly reunited in the field someday with him as my superior officer. Smirking at the thought of calling in my debt with Sergeant Walker, Returned to my unit at Quantico in a relatively cheerful mood.
Oi, Shorty! Yay! Welcome back!
Yo, what's up? My stint as an instructor at an end, I came home to an enthusiastic welcome from the lovable punk known as Daniel Bone. Apparently, Danny had found life tragically boring without me around. He spent most of his time getting into fights with Miliella and enraging his superior officers. They eventually confined him to the ship, but he snuck ashore anyway, and proceeded to tear around town in his new car, party with women, get himself into a drunken bar fight. This incident ended with an officer having to rush over to the scene and apologize profusely to a number of local policemen. I think Danny would have learned his lesson, but he slipped off the boat again just a few days later. Then spent a few hours driving around in a drunken stupor before getting caught by an MP, who found him taking potshots at a stop sign from the window of his car. Oh, guess that explains why they suddenly told me to come back from San Diego ASAP.
俺って男は相方のショーティーがいねえと悪さばっかりするってんで急いで呼び戻したってことらしいな。
Danny's like, yeah, I was just fucking around, you know, pissing people off. It was good times.
笑ってんじゃないよ。バカだよね。もうほんと心底バカ。ほんまバカばっかりやってると請金証を取り上げられて出世が遅くなるよ。
I wonder what Millie was doing.
あんた一人がバカやって激戦地に飛ばされるのは構わないけど、私のジーニーに迷惑かけんじゃねえよ。
He's not yours. Well, no big deal. It's nothing I can't handle. Anyway, Miliella, I'm back.
おかえり、あなた。
Yeah, what the fuck?
何があなただ。気安く女房気取りしてんじゃねえよ。ショーティーは俺の相棒。つまり野球のバッテリーでいや、俺の女房だ。俺のショーティーに色目使ってんじゃねえぞ。ゲリグソ女。
I'll tell you, man. These are literally fighting for Yuuji's affections, and Yuuji's like, yeah, whatever.
だとやんのかこら。こらアホボケカス。いてまうぞこら。
Look, guys, I'm kind of tired. You're gonna have to excuse me.
いやジーニー相変わらず冷たいのね。でもそういうの好き。このクソ豆野郎ぶっ飛ばしたらすぐに行くから。先にシャワー浴びて待っててね。
てめえどっから声出してんだよ。マジきめえ。うふじゃねえ。うわくそ。うわくそ。マジでイラつく。なんだこいつ。やっべ。早く殺さねえと海軍の恥だ。
I can see them getting into a fist fight right now.
んだと裏ボケ。
ゾハ。
There really was a chance we'd be shipped off to a hellhole. Very real a chance, in fact. That was the whole point of pitting a bunch of dropouts and petty criminals through intensive training, after all. They expected us to take bullets for Uncle Sam. In the not-so-distant future, we'd all be dropped into the middle of a battlefield for the practical experience portion of our second-term training. At the very least, that was what I'd begun to suspect. Oh, and it probably actually happened, right? That said, the following 2 weeks passed peacefully enough. We're technically in the second half of our training period, but unless there was an operation of some sort taking place, everyone could freely invite their family to the ship on Sundays and holidays. A battleship is a national asset, a massive floating fortress paid for entirely with taxpayer funds. If people want to take a look, it wouldn't do to completely refuse them. Except for classified areas, civilians were usually allowed to tour the ship. On this particular day, Danny's family was apparently coming for a visit. He woke up early, spent hours cleaning our living quarters, and was now pacing anxiously around the place in his neat ceremonial uniform. Every time the launch carrying visitors and supplies pulled up to the gangway, he'd get all fidgety, checking his hat and jacket in the mirror over and over. I even saw him snap off a few smart salutes to nobody in particular. When I asked him who was coming, he said it was his mother and his younger sister. Danny had led a fairly wild and reckless life. The police had picked him up quite a few times. He ended up in the courthouse more than once. It was pretty obvious how badly he wanted to show his family that he'd come up in the world. Aww. Hey, yeah, you have to impress your family sometimes, right? Eventually, the intercom speakers crackled to life and the words, "Visitors for PFC Daniel Bone, present yourself at the gangway ASAP," echoed across the room. Before the announcement was even over, Danny had rushed out of our quarters, banging his head on the watertight door as he went. Myself didn't have any family to invite over, so off days could be more than a little awkward when I wasn't given the option to go ashore. Fending off questions about why I never had any visitors was annoying for one thing. And when I saw my comrades proudly giving tours of the ship to their visiting families, I grew irritated for reasons I couldn't even understand. Times like these, I always had somewhere I could go alone. There'd be countless places to hide on a ship as large as this one. Unfortunately, most of them tended to be on the gloomy side. That was a problem, since I always took a paperback book with me. The master had instructed me to read books in well-lit areas, as the sniper's eyes are their life, so I usually head for the smoking area out on the foredeck. Pausing near the top of the ramp leading out onto the deck, reached into my pockets and searched my sunglasses, and found myself face to face with Milliella. Hey, Milliella.
Genie, tobacco?
No, I don't smoke, don't you?
So datta ne.
Well, what's wrong with her right now? What's wrong? She seemed kinda down.
別になんでもないよ。
Well, okay then. Slipping my Oakley sunglasses onto my head. Oh, there was supposed to be Oakleys? But with an M? Started to walk off onto the foredeck.
ちょっとそうって女がね、なんか真剣な顔してね。
Yeah, look at that super serious face on Milliella, guys. Yup, look at that super serious face.
どっからどう見てもなんかありそうな顔してるのに、無理してなんでもないって言ってるのに、そうってひどいよ、ジーニー。
Sorry, what? If there's something you want to say, just say it.
さ、ジーニーは家族とかっている？
Danny is best boy? I hope Edward Walker turns out to be a good boy too later on sometime. I know Danny boy is gonna... well, you know. They're all dead.
そうなんだ。じゃあ、私と同じだね。
Ah, now I get it. She was probably here for the same reason I was. I didn't exactly envy my comrades, but their questions about my family always seemed vaguely condescending. Even though I knew they didn't mean anything by it, I get irritated despite myself. So I didn't want to admit that I was childish enough to get pissed off over nothing. Ran it hid instead.
そういうことかって？
Like I said, same for me. I know how you feel.
別に逃げ回ってるわけじゃないよ。ただ、なんていうか、私。
Oh, this is like exactly the same, huh? I understand. You don't have to say it. Finishing that sentence would require admitting to something she didn't really want to acknowledge. The moment it came out into the open, it would be hard to keep quiet any longer. That would only make it hurt more. I knew that from personal experience. Rather than allowing this to continue, I opted to change the subject entirely. Why don't you go do some independent training if you're bored? Feels like I haven't seen you shooting much lately.
ライフルはやめちゃった。
What? What? Don't tell me. Why'd you quit?
ジーニーに負けちゃったしね。私より上手な人間がいるなら、その人に任せるのが一番いいかなって思って。狙撃兵は2人いらないじゃん。
I really don't think that's true.
別にジーニーのせいでやめたってわけじゃないよ。むしろ逆っていうか、ずっとジーニーのそばにいられる仕事がしたいなって思ってさ。
She's gonna get killed, isn't she? Like what? A spotter?
それも考えたし、いいなって思ったんだけど、どうせならジーニーができない仕事がしたいよ。
Oh, what?
なんつうか、こう、俺これ苦手。そうだ、こんな時はミリーを呼ぼうって感じでさ。
Is there anything you usually can't do?
ジーニーは何か苦手なことってある？
Well, sure. Terrible at singing for one thing.
私に歌手になれと？いや、なんか他には？
Millie the pop idol. I have a hard time eating meat, I guess.
いや、そういうんじゃなくてさ、他には？
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Yuuji's kind of like pretty good at everything, right? Can't kill people.
それだ。じゃあ私が代わりに殺してあげる。ジーニーの代わりに全部殺してあげる。いっぱい殺してあげる。どう？
Millie's kind of dumb, isn't she? No, it's a problem I have to overcome. I need to be able to do it myself. You can go to the bathroom in my place, but my bladder's not going to get any emptier, right?
そっか。
Millie's gonna grow up to be a killer, boys. How about becoming a pilot or something? They get paid well, and I hear their food's damn good too.
私みたいなバカには無理じゃない？
Really? Well, I'm sure it isn't possible for someone who hides behind the word idiot like it's a shield. A long time ago, I used to believe I was a worthless coward and never be better than my sister at anything I did. That really wasn't anything other than an excuse. It's like my master always said, Don't decide you can't do something until you try. Don't think of excuses before you try. People have their weak points, but if you go all out, nothing's downright impossible.
すげえ師匠だね。ちょっと羨ましい。
Yeah, she's pretty, like, crazy. Try not to set your expectations too high. If you actually meet the woman, it's going to be one hell of a letdown.
女の人なんだ。
Yeah, and a lazy, arrogant bum to boot. She's so full of herself, it's ridiculous. When I asked if she could really do anything at all, she answered, "Who the hell do you think I am?" When you're face to face with a challenge, there's only two things you can do. Give up and run, or work your ass off to overcome it. Giving up is easy, but it's also pathetic, or so my master says. Struggling your way forward isn't always going to be pretty, but there's nothing shameful about it. She's the one who taught me that. So, even if she's an arrogant jerk, she's important to me. Can't really express this very well, but I think she's amazing.
そっか。じゃあさ、もし私がパイロットになったら、ジーニー、私のこともすげえって思う？
Yeah, pretty sure I would.
マジで？じゃあ、ちっと私も本気ってやつを出してみよっかな。
She becomes a pilot, and it's like they meet, and he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, this is my girlfriend, Amane." Trying embarrassingly hard might be a nice change of pace for once in a while, right? I wasn't playing fair. On some level, I understood that. I pushed this girl away, but she still hadn't given up. So now I was talking to her about another woman. Trying to convince someone to give up on their own like this is the coward's way out. It's a method you use when you're afraid to hurt someone and afraid of being hurt in return. And of course, if it actually works, you probably end up feeling a little sad, like the self-centered idiot you are. It's pretty common for life to be compared to a railway. In that case, I suppose people would be the trains that ride it. You move along steadily, pulling an ever-increasing load of freight behind you. Sometimes, you're chugging up a steep slope. Sometimes, you're gliding effortlessly down the hill, gathering momentum for the next challenge. I didn't expect things would be any different going forward. There you go. So basically, he just can't outright reject Millie. That's what Yuuji's saying. For a while, we've been on a downhill stretch, growing used to the repetitive rhythms of military life. Then, just as our confidence was beginning to grow, our second-term postings were finally decided. Our deployment to actual combat began. While our postings had been finalized, we apparently weren't important enough to even be informed where we would be going. From that, it was easy enough to imagine that we'd be heading for a place where particularly confidential operations were underway. Judging from the rumors leaking out of the NCO room, Afghanistan seemed to be a likely possibility. So loaded up with personnel, weapons, equipment, ammunition, and combat vehicles, a ship we'd be departing on sunk lower and lower into the water. The XO stood by as the cargo streamed aboard, adjusting the ship's trim with a calculator in his hand. Watching out the corners of our eyes, we found ourselves growing increasingly anxious about our unknown destination. This would be our first visit to an actual battlefield, first real taste of combat. It wasn't just training anymore, even a small mistake might cost us our lives. Even so, we tried our best to keep our nerves under control. Danny, for one, was relaxed enough to get caught pissing in the scupper by a first lieutenant. Ship we boarded had a crew of about 250. It was carrying maybe 100 Marines for deployment. They told us we'd all be joining a mixed force that was being reorganized in the field, but when I looked around, my classmates Danny and Millie were the only familiar faces.
そういえばよ、俺らと同期で同じ小隊に配属される奴がもう一人この船に乗っているらしいぞ。
Oh, I wonder who it's gonna be. Daniel Bone was a man with a habit of causing trouble anywhere he went. That said, he also had an impressive ability to turn these incidents to his advantage, specifically by using them as a chance to meet people. He was a genuine extrovert, constantly making new buddies of all sorts under the most unexpected of circumstances. In fact, the rumor we were currently discussing had apparently come to him through the very officer who found him using the scupper as a urinal. Somehow or other, Danny always found the silver lining.
私らと同期って何班？名前は？
確か第3班つってたな。名前はロバート・ウォルソン。聞いたことないか？
I wonder who this is.
知らないな。
Well, it's not that surprising if he was in a different squad. What kind of person is he?
俺も噂でしか聞いたことはないが、確か不死者のロビー、イモータル・ロビーという2つ名を持つ男だって聞いたぜ。
Immortal Robbie.
イモータルか。
And yeah, King,
なんだかすごそうなやつだな。
King, no spoilers. What's the rule? No spoilers. No hints at spoilers. I'll time you out. But wasn't Squad 3 full of white collar types? I think they mainly put guys with good academic results in that one.
確かにそうだ。だいたい俺は喧嘩が強そうなやつには片っ端から声をかけて、時にはぶっ飛ばして回ったもんだが。
Sounds like the way Danny would get along with people.
同期の中にそんなすげえやつがいたとは気がつかなかったぜ。
弱そうなやつだけ選んで喧嘩売ってたからじゃねえのかよ。
あ？もし俺が弱そうなやつばっか選んでたのなら、真っ先におめえに喧嘩売ってんよ、バーカ。
That's sick burn.
なんだとこら、抜くぞこの野郎。
Anyway, if he's on the boat, the same destination as us, can we just look him up on the computer?
確か同じ居住区にパソコン持ち込んでるやつがいたよな。そいつに調べてもらおうぜ。
These days, the world was all about computers. The prices of personal machines had fallen steadily in recent years. The number of people who owned one was rising dramatically. Of course, that applied to the military as well. The Navy in particular seemed to attract an unusually high proportion of computer geeks. Yo, but don't spoil it! Don't spoil it, King. Every time you walk through a common space on an off day, see plenty of people playing games on portable machines or home consoles. Well, we know what kind of games this guy's playing.
待ってくれ、僕にはもう41人も妹がいるんだぜ。それに君は僕の実マインだ。
Oh my god, it's the freaking creepy Michiru fan! Ah, no! No! Oh no! Alright, I hope he dies.
いや、分かってるさ、いい。僕だってずっと君のことラビニューだった。
Fuck, man.
でも分かってほしい。僕はヘザーレイなんだ。実前は回避したいんだよ。
Wow.
お兄ちゃん、全然分かってないよ。アイリは本気だよ。嘘じゃないもん。待ってて、今証拠を見せてあげる。
Jitsumai? Maybe? I don't know, man.
うさっぞー。確かにそいつは話が早いが、待ってくれ。
Man, this guy.
Oh shit! 嘘だろ？せめてソックスは残してくれ。Aria knows.
Oh, knows?
マジかよ、すげえ。こんなオープンな環境でヘッドホンもしないで音出しながら堂々とゲームやってるやつ初めて見たぜ。
つか、こいつは頭大丈夫なのか？さっきからず